Make the ground shake.
What's up, Spartans? This is JAG, aka Leonidas. I got all the goodies, so I'll be your trading host coming at you live from 300. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you an Arena 5 ladder deck to help you get from Arena 5 to Arena 6. And so this is going to be for Spell Valley. And what you're going to see is that I'm going to incorporate one of the new cards that becomes accessible, the Furnace. And it's a great way to kind of apply a little bit of pressure constantly and really force them to kind of make some moves and allow you to counter as a result, and you'll see basically what type of deck I use as for that. So let's get into this and show you kind of what deck exactly we're going to be using an example. So I have two replays here. I'm not going to be showing you the first one just for time's sake. I want to only keep it down to one, but as you can see here, I absolutely wrecked this guy, and we'll move on from there. But for this one, this was probably one of the hardest matches I faced as far as decks wise against mine, and it was really the only one that kind of gave me a little bit of effort. So I figured if I give you the worst case scenario, hardest one that might be kind of like a deck that you're going to have to maybe look out for, especially given the Goblin Barrel and I only have the Fireball, then this will be a worst case scenario. But this deck does work very well, and you'll be able to use it for your Arena 5 push for the ladder. So what you're going to see here is you're going to incorporate the Furnace, the P.E.K.K.A, the Hog, Fireball, the Goblins, Spear Goblins, Valkyrie, and the Minion. This one is again very much kind of like a counter. A lot of the cards are all defensive with the exception of kind of like your Hog and a bit of your Furnace, because it can act not only as defense to kind of block, say, the Hog on an opposing team or any other card to drag it over to the middle like a Giant, but it'll also allow you to apply pressure on one side, so it really forces them to kind of make the first move and attack you as a result. Now this deck is a little weak against the Goblin Barrel, given that you only have a Fireball to kind of counter that, and you have a 3.75 average elixir count, which means your cycling isn't going to be as fast as someone else has kind of a low end. Anyways, whole concept of this is you're going to be dropping the Furnace in the middle, which will act kind of as a defense if you have any Giant or Hogs coming at your side. It'll drag them in and allow you to then drop the P.E.K.K.A and really defend that way. Plus, it's going to have the added benefit of applying pressure, which means you're going to chip away at the tower, and that's really the goal. And you're going to be dropping the Hog as needed to either take out their Furnace if they have one, or just to kind of put, again, some more pressure, do some extra damage. And you're really going to rely on the P.E.K.K.A and the Valkyrie kind of as your main defense at that point. And then the Spear Goblins and Goblins are also an added benefit if for some reason they have a P.E.K.K.A that's coming on your side or something along those lines. So let's get into replay. You'll see how I use it, how you can use it for your arena push as well. So let's start off with this, and it's this second one. Here we go. Alright, let's get into this. Computer's being nice to me today. So as you're going to see, he's going to start off with technically the Furnace, Goblin Barrel, and he's also got an Inferno Tower as well. Not sure why he has the Furnace and the Inferno Tower. Don't think it's needed, but that's the other point. We're starting off and showing my deck. So this deck is going to be really kind of like a Gova with a kind of like a P.E.K.K.A defense. And so what you're going to see is whenever you drop something like the Furnace right in the middle, drop the Hog on the other side, since I had that gap and I knew he can go directly to the tower, he dropped the Furnace to stop me in that case. Otherwise, alternatively, you could drop the Hog in the middle to take out that Furnace as well, especially since we're not rocking kind of like a poison scenario. In this case, I didn't have the P.E.K.K.A to block the Hog in that case there, but I did use the Furnace, as I mentioned earlier, which really drags over a lot of the defense-seeking cards to the middle, and it's a great way to stop them. And at this point, you still see the Furnace has enough health there, where it's still producing those little fire spirits that are going to go and chip away at the tower. Right there, I got 2 right off the bat, so it works really well. Now, what you're going to see is the Goblin Barrel, which is going to probably do, either this time or the next time, it's going to do decent amount of damage on me. It's really because I don't, actually not this time, because I have the Fireball. And that's what you want to do to stop it, is use the Fireball against that Goblin Barrel. But as he can probably cycle a little bit quicker than I can, it's going to be something I have to worry. In this case, as you saw that I mentioned earlier, I can drop to answer that Furnace, drop my Hog to take out and whittle away that, essentially his defense is going to try and chip away at my towers. Now, he wastes a zap there, but for him it's going to work out because he's going to be able to cycle maybe a little quicker. But I dropped the Spear Goblins in this case to just do a little bit of extra added damage. Here I wanted to drop the P.E.K.K.A. If you see a Hog like that and you have the P.E.K.K.A, drop him, because he's going to get one hit on your tower, but now you're going to get a nice counter push. Now here the Inferno Tower is going to do a bit of damage. Wasn't too worried about that. I didn't unfortunately have enough So I had to sacrifice the damage to my tower from those goblin barrels. But in this case, all I wanted to get was the furnace that could then chip away at the other side. I still have enough cards to block anything that then comes in later, and I'm going to also be able to now set myself up with a hog in front of the fire spirits in case for some reason he had like a skeleton army or things like that. So here he's going to drop his furnace on the back end to try and protect against basically my hog dropping it, because he knows that is a viable option. Now what we're going to see here is you're going to see the wizard on his side answering my hog just to do a bit of damage. The hog here is going to be dropped. I dropped the Valkyrie to stop the hog. I dropped the mini P.E.K.K.A. as well. Or I dropped the P.E.K.K.A. a little early on this case, so I was a little lax on Elixir, so he did again Goblin Barrel get a lot of damage. And that's what I said, this one's probably the weakest against the Goblin Barrel, this deck. So it's really kind of setting yourself up for most of the decks you're going to face, with the exception of kind of the Goblin Barrel. And I couldn't really do much. So here I tried to drop the hog, see if I can take that with that Inferno, kind of save my P.E.K.K.A. as much as possible. Worst case scenario, not too much of an issue. I knew I could throw the Fireball there, get some damage, take out also his Furnace as well. At this point, it's going to be defending. Now, where this deck comes in strong is really when you get double Elixir, you get an overtime, because now you can start dropping a couple Furnaces, ideally in this case. Drop the P.E.K.K.A. just to soak up that damage, block from the Wizard there. Wizard, see, and this is where his count was off, because he tried to hit me with the Zap and a Fireball, which wasn't enough damage to take out my tower. So then I counter with the Furnace, with the Spear Goblins, and the Hog just in the back end. And I really want to show you this deck in this match, because this was a worst case scenario. All the other matches that I faced in the challenge, and just even like practicing against the other cards for specifically this arena, I really didn't face anything that really could beat this deck, or that was a huge challenge as a result. And this one was probably the hardest to face. So again, just want to show a worst case scenario. This deck is a strong one. Plus, I have a next deck that I will be showing in a later video for Arena 6 that's really going to build off the cards you already have. And that way, you're going to be able to use those going further, and you don't have to restart from the beginning trying to level up the cards. Anyways, I just wanted to comment and say that this was a solid deck that you can use for Arena 5, pushing forward through Spell Valley all the way to Arena 6. This is going to be Leonidas going to be signing off. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and it was helpful. And don't forget to check out future videos or videos I already currently have in the playlist that'll hopefully help you in your push to a higher trophy league as well. Anyways, I'm going to be trying to push to Masters 2 like I did last season. And thanks again for watching, everyone. This is going to be Leonidas signing off.